Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And another Halloween / Stamptember video. For those that are new or just need a refresher, during the month of September, Simon Says Stamp has just a month-long stamp party, and the majority of it is the limited edition exclusive collaboration sets between Simon Says Stamp and all the brands that they partner with. One of the other things they do is they release some limited edition exclusive kits. These kits, or in specifically this kit, is limited edition. It is not part of like the monthly kit subscription. These kits are bigger price point. They're bigger. They're just a single standalone purchase. You can get the kit. A lot of the items are available separately, and I'm speaking from just past experience. More often than not, a lot of the Simon brand items in the kits are usually available afterwards. So this is the Halloween kit, and I'm super excited. I haven't opened it yet. I have a rough idea, but I haven't opened it yet. And usually there is more than one kit in Stamptember. Again, I have no idea. We'll see what all ends up getting released, and I will always post about it on my channel page and on my Facebook page and that sort of a thing. But we're going to unbox this kit and we're going to make something with it. So let's get it. Oh, and before I get to that, as always, I'll have a link to the kit and everything that I end up using, etc. I'll have links in the description box below the video. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links, end up placing an order, I get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. It is what helps pay the bills and keeps the channel going. So let's switch the camera down. And I forgot to fix this from the last. Let's put me back on there from my last live when the camera was going wonky. Whatever. Anyway, this is the Halloween kit. Also, disclaimer, just in case things might be slightly different. It'll all be listed with the kit in the description box below the video if you check it out. Just because sometimes when things get sent to me, they're not, 100%, but this should be it. Oh, exciting. So, candy, as always. This time I got watermelon. Fun. Can't go wrong with candy. Okay. We have got... Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh, this is cute. This is the Halloween Treats stamp set. This is adorable. Love it. Okay. I am going to just assume, because I'm doing this without seeing like the official listing, because it's not available yet when I'm filming this. I'm going to assume there's probably going to be a die set for this. If not, if there's enough demand, they'll do one. But if there is a die set, it'll be separate. So, and I'll list and link if there is. Although, for the most part, a lot of this is going to be really easy to fussy cut, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, how cute is that? So 6x8 stamp set. So we have the stamp set. We've got a 3D embossing folder. This is the glowing jack-o'-lanterns. Love it. Love it. There's that. There are some dies in here. Oh, fun. Love it. Okay, we've got the witch feet die set. What's a good size? So we've got the witch feet die set and the coffin, which is like a little tag. That's cute. That's really cute. So we've got those. Speaking of little tags, there are like little craft bags. So you can make like treat bags. So you get some craft bags that you can decorate up. Couple of ink cubes. We've got terracotta and zest, positively saturated inks. We've got, I hoard these. I don't even use them on projects. I hoard them. The Ideology candy corn confections. I love these. And if you want to get really, like, I've seen other makers do this. I don't know if I can, I have to, like, open up the bottom. If you are savvy with a razor blade or a craft knife, you can't, because they're about almost the size of actual candy corn. Like they're smaller, but like the thickness, they're quite thick. But I've seen other makers have literally sliced these like into really thin little slices, which you'd get more embellishments. I don't know if I would be comfortable doing that, because knowing me, I'd like cut a finger off, but I've seen it done and it's really cute. So you get a pack of those. There's the stencil set. This is the Houndstooth Bats stencil set. This is fun. How cute is that? I don't know why. To me, it doesn't even look like bats. I think cats when I look at it. Oh, that is fun. And it's big too. Here, I always like for my, because like people ask me about like storage and stuff. I always keep everything stored in the packaging it came in. I just cut the top off and then I just keep the packaging. Yeah, that is fun. That is fun. So yeah, that is, love it. So got that. There's some envelopes. We got a wood grain envelope. I love these wood. Can you see the, yeah, like the wood grain? Love it. So we got wood grain envelope and a regular envelope. Simon envelopes are self-adhesive, which love. This is the, I know this is Tim Holtz Ideology deco sheets. So yeah, you can die cut these. I'm pretty sure they're self-adhesive too, if I remember correctly. I think these are like adhesive. Or am I wrong? There we go. No, I was right. Yeah. Yeah. So you can stick that and then you can die cut them. So we got those. So you get that. And then pattern paper, which, oh, super cute. What brand is this? Echo Park Spooktacular pattern paper. Oh, cute. That's fun. Oh, I always love the spider webs. This is really cute paper too. How fun is that? Love it. So cute. So yeah, pattern paper. A little, something else I hoard. Doodlebug Shaker Pops. They're 3D stickers. Like, isn't that? Love it. There's that. You get a sheet of Simon's Glossy Black cardstock. And then I think this feels like Nina. Is this Nina? Yeah, Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. And last but not least, Stickles Glitter Gel, which is super fun. So, again, that's the kit in a nutshell. I'll have links to all the things. At this exact moment, I have no idea what I'm going to make, but thanks to the magic of video editing, I can splice it all together and just keep watching, and I'll show you guys what I decided to make. So yeah, I made a bunch of cards. I couldn't pick just one of the images from the Halloween treats stamp set. They were so cute, and I started with these 3 and then ended up stamping all of them. So I put them into my MISTI and I stamped them onto Simon Says Stamp's smooth white 120-pound cardstock. I know that the kit comes with Nina, the 80-pound that I showed, which works great with alcohol markers. However, I'm going to use my Olo markers to color these, and I'm just more comfortable with Simon's cardstock with the Olo markers. Either that or the Nina Desert Storm, because cardstock can definitely play a factor in what you're coloring. So I stamped all the images with Simon's Intense Black ink, which is alcohol marker friendly ink, and then I colored all of these. And I have super sped this coloring portion up in editing. I do not color this fast at all. I just took my time with it. I was zoned out listening to an audiobook, and had a grand old time just coloring these in. It's just fun to see everything sort of, you know, come to life as you're adding color to them. And yeah, like always, I will post a link to my playlist at the end, in the end screen of this video, of all the videos I've done using the Olo markers. I've got a video in the playlist of like me swatching them and talking about them, etc., etc. Olo markers, the biggest difference between these and other brands of alcohol markers is these come as technically half markers, but each half marker is like the equivalent of like 2 full alcohol markers, and they have connectors and you can connect them and all these things. I don't do that, at least not yet. I've just been using them as these half markers. That's why they look funny, but I'm just holding out. I'm waiting to see if they do end up releasing like fine tips. Either that, or down the road I might just get the refills because they're the same like shape. I make things more complicated than they need to be. But anyway, I'm using them as little stublets. They're little half markers. I'm fine with it. It actually does not bother my hands, even with my hand issues. And I just have to explain that because if I don't, I get some very just questions and things on like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, because I'm weird, okay? So anyway, worked my way through coloring all of these images with the Olo markers. And yeah, these little treat baskets, they're so cute. I've noticed that is a trend this year, and not just in like card making. Those like retro treat containers that apparently were a thing. I never had them as a kid. Was never a thing. But seeing them, you know, literally come back in stores and in other forms, and now like in stamp form and everything, I'm like, yes. And wafer dies, because there's a die set out there. Pretty Pink Posh released one. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. Anyway, I just think they're cute. Like, aren't they just so cute? So after I was done coloring, I took my white gel pen, and same old, I just added highlights and dots wherever I thought they would look nice. Especially with these, there is no light source, you know, to quote the Matrix, there is no spoon. There is no light source. These are treat buckets, like who cares? So I just add little dots and little lines wherever I think they're going to be cute, and just makes everything pop. And then I fussy cut all of those. And like I said, the fussy cutting, super quick, super simple, because while they look like very busy images, the actual outline of them is very simple. So that was quick and simple. And then I, of course, used the embossing folder. Love it. I don't have sources for the orange or the purple cardstock I used, because I've had this cardstock for eons, literal eons. I just embossed some panels of orange cardstock, which I had already trimmed down to like 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I ran them through my EMPRESS machine. And then for this first one, I used just the little ink cube, the terracotta ink cube. And I've shown this in many videos recently. This is my current favorite way to use embossing folders, is to flip it over. So I'm technically inking the back of the embossed cardstock, because that's the flat area. So the ink is only picking up on the flat area. The thing to remember is if you're using like the Simon Says positively saturated inks, whether it's the cubes or the ink pads, their ink pads are foam. And so you do not want to press with these. You don't really want to press with any ink pad if you're doing this, because if you smush it too hard, it will like go right into the, you know, design, and you're covering up everything. But after I did that first one, I just grabbed, because I have the full size ink pads, and inked up all of these panels. So then it makes the debossed, you know, pumpkins in this case, pop a little, which is fun. And then of course I added splatter. So because I did so many cards, this is how I do this. Especially if it's basically a form of mass producing. Even though I use different stamp images for each one, all the other elements I kept the same, because also I didn't have any more brain space to come up with anything different for each one. So I do everything in batches. So I did all my stamping, at once. I did all my coloring. I fussy cut everything. Then I embossed all my backgrounds. Then I inked all my backgrounds. Then I splattered all my backgrounds, which I used black gouache and my fan brush, as I showed. Set those aside to dry. Then I grabbed this purple cardstock from my stash because I seem to have like 5 lifetime supplies of this purple cardstock. I don't know why, but pulled out the purple cardstock from my stash, added anti-static powder to all of them, stuck them in my MISTI, and then I'm stamping these with the Trick or Treat sentiment from that stamp set. And after this video, I re-inked my clear embossing ink pad because I could tell that it was getting a little crispy dry. So that was why I was having to stamp each of these sentiments many times. Usually I would only have to stamp them. Well, with one like this, I would still ink it up and stamp it more than once because it's got so much solid area. But yeah, my ink pad was getting pretty dry because I used my clear embossing ink on almost everything. So I stamped everything at once, coated all of the sentiments with detail white embossing powder, melted them all with my heat tool at once. You see, the trend is that this is the easiest way to, make multiples, even if you're not doing it all in one sitting, is to just do batches of things. Do a bunch of backgrounds, do a bunch of stamping, do a bunch of trimming of things, and just have them set aside, put them into one of those, mesh bags or a tray, things like that. And then you just kind of work on it in those batches. And it's just the easiest way to get as much done as possible in a smaller amount of time. So after I had done all of the heat embossing of the sentiments, I just die cut them with a circle wafer die. And then I did use some of the pattern paper. I know. Usually I hoard all the pattern paper. But I trimmed the pattern paper, 2 of them from the kit, into just strips. The spiderweb pattern paper like roughly 1 inch, and then the other one just like roughly 1/2 inch. I was kind of eyeballing it. I wasn't too worried about the specifics. And then all my card bases are top folding A2 white note cards. Stuck those into my MISTI, and I stamped the sentiments again from that same stamp set. So I stamped the Halloween word with that same like terracotta ink. Stamped them all at once, and then put the first one back into the MISTI and lined up the happy word. And that one I pulled out orchid. Was it orchid? I think it was orchid. Yes, orchid positively saturated ink, and stamped that onto the insides of all the cards. So once all that was done, the only thing I had left to do was assemble. So I tore the pattern paper strips, and then adhered them with craft tacky glue. Adhered the sentiment also with craft tacky glue. And then, as another embellishment, I'm going to add the main images with just foam squares. So that pops them up, gives them a bit of dimension. And at some point, and I wasn't filming because I was just, again, my brain was probably mush. I used the black glossy cardstock and the little bat wafer die from that little Coffin tag die set that comes in the kit, and just die cut a bunch of little bats. Those are my embellishment. So adhered those with the craft tacky glue as well, and then just repeated that for all the other card fronts, and then it adhered all of those to the card bases. And there we go. All these cute little Halloween cards, and they've got texture and splatter and shiny little bats. And if I had been thinking, because like I said, my brain is mush, I should have popped up all of those images with little action wobbles. Hindsight. That would have been really cute. Just if you want to step it up a little bit, add some action wobbles. But I literally just thought of that as I'm finishing this voiceover, so it's a little too late. But there's another idea. So, like I mentioned in the intro, I will have links to all of the things in the description box below the video. So if you just expand that, you can check it out below if you're interested. As always, thank you all so very much for taking the time to hang out with me, for thumbs upping and commenting. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in supporting me over on Patreon, the link to that is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye.